So, editing in Audacity, there are a couple of toolbars that you will want to get familiar with when you are editing audio in Audacity. The first one is the Tools toolbar, and the second one is the Edit toolbar. So within the Tools toolbar, you'll see that I have already got the Selection tool selected. It is the default within Audacity. Next to that, we have the Envelope tool, the Draw tool, the Zoom tool, and the Multi tool. And over in the Edit toolbar, we have Cut, Copy, Paste, Trim Audio, Silence Audio, Undo, Redo, Zoom in, Zoom out, Fit Selection to Width, Fit Project to Width, and Zoom Toggle. So we're going to be going through most of these different features that Audacity has for editing audio through this tutorial. The first thing I want to show you is how to cut and paste audio. So that's pretty simple to do. We will use our selection tool. We will highlight the area that we would like to cut, and you can either Control X or undo that, or you can just simply click on the cut tool and it cuts it. You can then also restore that. Instead of doing redo, you can click paste and your audio clip is back. If you've gone a far ways with editing something that you just want to completely redo, there is another way to do that. Instead of redo, you can go into the history, which is in View, History, and you'll see all of the actions that I've done within Audacity. So you can go back to the very first spot that we were at before we even cut anything. The next tool I'm going to show you is the Trim tool. So I will select once more, and we will click Trim. And you'll notice that everything besides the spot that I selected has now been trimmed off. If you do it in the middle of something, it trims both sides. Just wanted to show you that because I was on just one side of the clip. We undo that, trims it. So that's kind of like the opposite of cut. Oh, also, if I'm in the middle of a clip and I cut it, it will shift the clip in to meet the previous clip, and it'll put them together. It's also a very important piece of information to know. So we're going to undo that. So the trim is kind of the opposite of cut a little bit to assist. The next tool that we are going to check out is the silence tool. So we have some audio, some clicks, some pops. You can choose to silence that area by just clicking silence. All the audio has been removed from that section. It can be definitely helpful in removing clicks and pops and small unwanted noises. It could be helpful to zoom in on that particular area. It helps you to distinguish that sound from the audio that you would like to keep, and then you can go ahead and silence it there. Another helpful tool could be the ability to scrub on your audio. So that's a playback loop, essentially. This might be helpful in determining exactly where sounds are coming from. So if we have this area right here.
Today on the Today on the
you can tell that this is a click right here. That's where it is. And because I've heard it so many times, I can distinguish it, and that's where it is. One final tool that you might be interested in using to create a impactful effect is the envelope tool. So when we select the envelope tool, you'll notice that we now have these guides side of them, and we can make it more narrow. Play it now. It makes the sound quiet. So you can then expand, diminish the sound at certain areas.
Today on the intro to Audacity podcast.
Right. So we can undo that, undo that, undo that. It might be nice to have this section larger at the beginning to give it more emphasis. Quiet. Get large again. Sure.
Today on the intro to Audacity podcast. Today on the intro to Audacity podcast. Today on the intro to
Yep. So a great way to emphasize the certain areas in which you would like to sound more dramatic. So these are the primary tools that you will be using to edit audio within Audacity.